Okay, let's get this battle underway. I'm putting this at 4 times speed because I want this to go by real fast. He goes into Swampert, and I love Swampert. And I go into my Drizzle Politoed. Drizzle Politoed uses Hydro Pump because it's so awesome and powerful and gets a crit. And he deserves it because he's Politoed. He deserves everything he gets, except death. So I switch him out. And then I go into my Moneybags, and Moneybags uses Stone Edge. And I thought Stone Edge would do more to this thing, but it actually didn't, which surprised me. So I just go for a Waterfall to get, whatever damage on this thing before it dies. And then I go into this guy and use Hurricane, and he gets confused and Pain Splits me, and yeah, that hurt because it took me down to 177 HP. So I just use Hurricane again, and it takes out a Scizor, and Scizor is dead now. And then he goes into Rex, and I'm surprised this thing's faster. So that leads me to believe that this thing is Scarfed. So I go into my own Scizor to take the Outrage, and I use a Sword Dance, and then he's withdrawals, and I use another Sword Dance, hoping that I can take this thing out now with a freaking Bullet Punch, but I don't. Then he Will-O-Wisp me, and I get burned, so he's useless. So I Bullet Punch again, and does nothing. Then he Volt Switches me, and then he goes out into this annoying bastard, and I go into my Crawdaunt. I use a Dragon Dance, and Dragon Dance, and then he burns me, which is annoying because it cuts my attack now, and I'm going to take damage now. So I just go for the second D-Dance and hope that a superpower can take this thing out. And thank God it does. Which, that I just take back everything I said about Crawdaunt in the past. Crawdaunt is a beast now, and it just took out that annoying little thing that I had to face before. And then since I go for a Crunch, and it does half, and he goes for the rest. So I'm like, oh my god, this is going to take forever now because the 2 Pokemon I have left can't do anything to that thing. And Crawdaunt dies after I go for a Crunch on his Garchomp and get a defense drop and take it down by like almost half health. So I throw in my Blastoise, and here is where the epic stall war begins. There's not much to say here. I get burnt. Well, he gets burnt. He goes to sleep. He puts me to sleep. He switches out, goes to Garchomp, and that's all that's going to happen for like the rest of the battle. See, I go for Scald. I can't burn him or do anything to him. I go for Protect to protect against the Psycho Shift, and he wakes up, uses Rest again, and I use Toxic stupidly. But then this is getting toward the end of the battle. All right, right now he goes for an Earthquake, just so he won't get stuck in Outrage, and I go for the Scald, burn him, and there's nothing much he can do here now because I would ultimately win the stall.